Is that a turkey? Oh my God. Brett, when did we let a turkey into the Shotcast?
Is that really a turkey?
It's somewhere.
Get your gun!
Do you get my gun?
We're gonna kill it!
No.
We need to have turkey for Thanksgiving.
This is a non-violent podcast, Brett. Oh, the turkey's back!
It's back! Oh my God! Okay, we're done.
Yeah. Brett and I sat here for literally 30 seconds.
We're like, how should we do the intro? And then Nick's like, Brett, can you do a turkey call? I'm like, you bet your ass I can.
Because it's November now. Yay!
It's November. Happy Thanksgiving,
The month
everybody.
of Thanksgiving. Yay!
The worst part of the year. Yay!
What do you mean the worst part of the year?
Actually, I like Thanksgiving. I just hate Christmas time.
Why do you hate Christmas?
It's for consumerism.
No,
It's a way for the government to control us.
it's consumerism if you let it be consumerism.
True. Yes. But my favorite holiday is Halloween, as everybody knows.
Well, Halloween is over now.
No, it's not. It's still spooky. Okay. But you know what I hate? I hate the people that put up their Christmas trees like this week.
There
the first week
are
of November.
people who already have Christmas lights up, actually.
My mom puts up Christmas. Well, my cousin, he does Christmas lights and stuff. He is actually they started putting up Halloween lights for people. And then the Halloween lights turn into Christmas lights. Isn't that cool?
The colors change?
Yeah, they can change the colors.
Look at that.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, that is pretty neat, actually. So
Yeah,
they
there
don't
was
have
like-
to take them down.
It was like orange and black lights and stuff. And then the light bulbs, I don't know how it does it, but it changed to red and green. They can change the colors of the lights.
That's pretty nifty.
Yeah.
Especially since Halloween is actually more of a consumerist holiday. Well, it's the second largest holiday in terms of spending compared to Christmas, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Well, welcome to another week of the Shotcast. I'm Nick.
And I'm Brett.
And we're here to bring you this week's top news stories, along with, well, other hot topics. This week we're going to be doing our top 5 beer or liquor facts, while taking shots, of course. And what do we have on tap for this week, Brad?
We have some Blue Moon this week.
Ooh, my favorite. And what else are we doing shots of?
Oh, we're going to do some shots to that leftover wine from last week.
Yes, the wine that I had bought. Why did I buy that wine? Oh, no. I bought that wine when Sienna was here because I was going to drink it, but then I got sick and didn't drink it.
Yeah, you got sick and didn't want to do anything.
Yes, and that's the wine I think we were using last week, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But anyhow, welcome to the Shotcast. Happy that you're here with us. Hopefully you're sitting back, relaxing, and drinking your drink of choice.
I hope you all had like really happy Halloweens.
Oh, yeah, spooky.
What'd you dress up as?
Nothing.
I dressed up as a green guy. So I brought...
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, actually, let's talk about this because you know what? I tried finding out how your Halloween and Halloween party went, but you were on your myriad and didn't tell me. So go ahead here, Brett. Share us all what you did for Halloween.
You want to know what happened to me?
Yeah, I do.
On my shop for my costume?
I do, actually, yes.
Oh, it was perfect. So, you know where it was? That was the old Toys R Us.
That's where they put Halloween Express?
Yes, the old Toys R Us over on the west side. And when I went there, it was like an hour before I had to leave to get ready for the party in Mount Horeb.
On October 27th.
On October 27th, this Saturday, the weekend before Halloween, I drove to the old Toys R Us that was like taken over by Halloween Express, and a line to get there, a line of cars to get there, to go towards the mall. You know what I'm talking about? That left turn you have to take off of Gammon there.
A line?
There was a line. People were stuck in the lights getting to Halloween Express because people were like last minute shopping for costumes.
Serious?
I'm serious. So I was sitting in the line for about 20 minutes probably, trying to just get to the store. And I finally pull in, get to the store, go into the Toys R Us. It was kind of sad because I used to shop there with my dad when I was a kid, and now it's just all Halloween crap. And everything's gone. No more toys. Nothing. And I get in there, and I'm in there for about 5 minutes, Nick. And I see this really cool, like, I see a green hat, green wig, green mustache.
Green hat, green wig, green mustache.
Green glasses.
Was it all the
I'm
same location?
I'm going to be the guy that gives everybody weed. I'll be Green Man.
Oh,
It'd be funny.
God.
It'd be funny. And then I get a call on my phone. Not a call, I get an email. Well, no, it actually was a call. And guess what the call was?
Huh.
Guess who the call was from? It was from none other than my work.
Oh.
This person needs to be set up now. And I was on call last weekend. He needs to be set up now. And it's about a half an hour before I have to go to Mount Horeb for the party. And I'm like, go flippin' figure. I can't say flippin', Nick. I need to say the F word.
No, don't. You were fine.
Go F word figure. And I'm like, where's this guy live? Thankfully, he lives in Verona. So it's kind of on the way to Mount Horeb.
Were you in a costume when you went to go see?
No.
Okay.
So I want to go look for a different costume, but since I need to set this guy up pronto before going to the party, I just bought all the green shit and I left, set the guy up, got to the house, put on my costume, and was good to go. Good thing is, since I bought all green stuff, this same costume I spent money on works for St. Patrick's Day. So I'm good.
That's your story?
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason I expected you walked into Halloween Express, but it was all sold out, so you had to go to another one.
Oh, I waited in line for 20 minutes, by the way.
That's how they make money.
It's not all sold out.
All the last-minute shoppers. That's why I threw my Halloween costume together last year.
Yeah, what was yours? You were...
I was the Nightmare Before
Bane
something.
That's when you don't even know what the hell you're... And then they were... The patients I was setting up were giving me ideas about last-minute costumes. And the guy's like, just turn your clothes inside out and be inside out, man. Ah! You're old.
You wanted to hit him, didn't you?
Yeah, I was like, you dumbass.
Well, my Halloween, honestly, was probably one of the better ones I've had, I'm going to be honest. Sure, the party last year was fun, but I went to the best haunted house I have ever gone to.
Yeah, it scare you?
It wasn't even a haunted house.
You never sent Kyle and I videos.
It wasn't. I didn't take any because it was so much. It wasn't a haunted house. It was a haunted experience.
Ooh.
It took an hour to get through from start to finish. It was like a Disney production.
Where was it at? It was like an actual building?
So here's how it worked, and this is why it's super cool. So I was down visiting my mom in Chicago last weekend, and it's in a city called Lockport, which is south of Chicago. Anyhow, you have to park off-site from where the actual thing is, and then you hop on a bus, and they bus you over to where it's at, buried in the woods. So then you get your tickets and stuff, and we got the VIP, so we got to cut everybody in line right away. But how it starts is they send you on a trail that begins in the woods, that then transitions into this massive cemetery, that then transitions into more woods.
Was it a fake cemetery or a real one?
It was fake, but they set it up like it was real in the woods.
Yeah.
And then after the cemetery, they send you more into the woods. As you walk up to the house, there is fire shooting out of each end of the gate, and this guy in a creepy he looks so cool.
So it's similar to Judy's remember that trail she made in the back? I know it's way better, but it was in the woods.
Yes. So then you walk up to the gate and they let you into where the house is and everything.
Oh, that's actually the start now.
Now you're going into the haunted house. You had to go through the woods.
Oh, that's so cool.
You had to go through the woods, through all the people jumping out at you, all the zombies, all the people. It was insane. Chainsaw guy,
Yeah.
And then you get up to the house and this guy was dressed in like this bird costume on a pedestal, and he was doing like this weird, crazy crap. And then they had fire coming out of the house. And then they put us in lines before we got into the house, and you looked. So my uncle said, "Is that guy on fire?" They had some guy, I don't know how he did it, but he literally was able, he must have been wearing some suit, but he set himself on fire and was doing like fire tricks as people were walking up to the house.
He was on fire?
He was on fire.
That's dedication.
It was cool as hell. So then we get inside the house and they do it was like a Disney thing, how they had it set up. This picture drops and these two actors who are dressed as like these twin girls came out doing some spooky, scary nonsense. But then they some crap happens and they flew like across the room to the other side, like above us, reaching down like to grab us and stuff.
Really?
And then one of them went back and they both were standing there, and then they opened up like the fireplace, and then he walked in there into another room, and the haunted house itself was just nuts.
Dude, I want to know like the price of the production of this.
Do you know how much this was? $28
to get in.
to get in.
Yeah, I thought it'd be more.
It was like crazy. The rooms they had set up were so cool. And then they did something I had never seen before. And they have some pretty good haunted houses up in northern Wisconsin that I've been to, but this took the cake. They had a room where, I kid you not, Brett, you walked in and it was like a bridge, but there was like a cauldron and some crazy ass chick dressed up doing some stuff. And there were like stalagmites coming down from this thing, and there was dragons. There were 2-story animatronic dragons moving around in the room. And as you're walking up to it, you're like walking on this bridge, but they had it designed so it's uneven. So as you're walking, like the whole bridge is going uneven, and then you pass it, and they're like looking at you, and you come out of it as you pass her going into the next room, and all of a sudden this green pair of eyes light up, and it's another like 2-story dragon head just coming out at you and turning.
That's cool.
It was so cool.
That's cool.
I wasn't even afraid because I was just so impressed at all the stuff they had. Don't get me wrong, there were like some really good jump scares and everything, but it was so cool.
That's cool.
They had like a doll room. It was so cool. It was so freaking cool. It was the best haunted house I've been to. It's called Hell's Gate.
Well, no, I'm kind of jealous of that. That sounds really good.
It was a lot of fun.
I was just Green Man doing magic tricks at my party.
Well, maybe we'll have to pay a visit next year.
No. Next year, Gretchen needs to get another party going.
Yeah.
I want to go another party with Gretchen.
Well, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
No, they're not getting another party ever again?
Judy invited you to her
That's Christmas crap.
Halloween. You better go to that.
That's Christmas bull crap.
But
that's not Halloween.
You get free food.
I know. I'll go to it.
Okay, we shouldn't be talking about personal things on the podcast. Anyhow,
we can do whatever we want. It's our podcast.
That was my Halloween. So I had a great time. It was fantastic.
Good. All right. Well, what's our news story?
Well, how was your week, Brett?
Just go to the news story. We already talked for 11 minutes, almost 12, about our weekends. Go to the news stories.
But I had a lot of cool stuff happen this week.
You say your shit and get it over with.
No, because I was going to go into some heartfelt
Keep your stuff for the 1 year. Keep your heartfelt stuff for the 1 year.
Okay. It's true. Nobody really cares about the stuff I have going on in my life. They care about listening to us talk about stuff. Mm-hmm. All right. Brett's got a good point. Brett's nodding and saying, okay, Nick. All right. Well, just because it's... oh, yeah. I didn't explain what we're supposed to do. We went off into a rant there. Okay. So this is the first weekend of November. We typically do our drunk cast in the first weekend of November. Yeah. However, we are pushing it off 2 weeks to coincide with the official 1-year anniversary of the Shotcast.
Yes.
So, in 2 weeks, we are going to be doing a drunk cast, but you just hold on, because it is going to be a drunk cast to end all drunk casts.
It'll be borderline forbidden podcast.
By the end of it, Brett probably won't be able to talk, and I'll be... by
the way, some people probably don't even know what I'm talking about. We have a podcast we did 1 year ago that we call the Forbidden Podcast. It will never be heard by human ears because it is so bad. Not bad in the sense that it's not funny or like,
inappropriate.
It's very inappropriate.
Yes.
And scary.
But Brett and I are going to really go back to our roots, and we're going to go all out for the 1-year anniversary drunk cast. So stay tuned for that. We'll give you an update next week. We also have a Facebook page now, so please go find us on Facebook and like our page. We are at the Shotcast WI for Wisconsin, so please go ahead and give us a like.
I'm going to try to start posting on that every day. That's why I got to take the pictures that you take and like use every picture every week.
And come up with fun captions. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Brett somehow convinced me to do the wheel this week, so we have wine and beer. Here we go.
Yay, wine.
And I broke one of our Shotcast shot glasses.
I remember I sucked off that one.
That's okay. We're family here. Right, big buddy?
Big Robin, yum.
What? Why'd you say that?
Red Robin, yum.
Nope, you gotta say it.
Shots to the Shotcast.
Wine. All right. Let's get into our top news stories of the week, shall we? So let's break it down to our top news stories of the week. So, First news story. Pittsburgh mourns synagogue shooting victims. Please
I heard about this.
tell me you've heard about this.
Yes, I did.
Good, because if you didn't hear about this one, then that's a problem.
Yes, I did.
So, on Tuesday of this week, funerals were held for 3 of the victims in last Saturday's massacre at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And the shooting last Saturday is believed to have been the deadliest attack against Jews in U.S. history. And I texted
I was about to say what, but then you said U.S. history, so
yes,
not world
I
history.
actually texted you about that when it happened. Remember?
Yep.
Yep, because I get news alerts on my phone. So then I texted Brett last night, and I'm like, "Oh boy, here we go again. Thoughts and prayers."
Yep. Thoughts? Well, yeah. Remember we took? No, we didn't. We didn't take bets.
No, we did nothing. I did let Brett know though, and I'm like, "Oh, here we go again." So mourners, including members of the Pittsburgh Steelers NFL team, lined up outside Rodef Shalom Temple for a visitation and funeral for brothers Cecil and David Rosenthal, who perished in last Saturday's attack. This is
How many people died?
11.
Oh, that's yeah.
This is BS.
I'm getting sick of this shit.
Think
Why do we have to be the generation that grows up with this crap?
you can't go anywhere anymore. You really can't. You can't go to malls. You can't go to movie theaters. You can't.
I mean,
go,
you just do. I'm not gonna live in fear of it.
You can't go to school. You can't go pray. What can you do? Because you have to constantly be in fear that some
You
idiot
can't go to gay clubs
with a gun is going to walk in and just start shooting. It's ridiculous, and the government does nothing about it. Nothing.
Oh, they don't give a crap.
Disgusting.
They don't give a crap, dude.
So, along with Cecil and David Rosenthal's funeral, a funeral was also underway on Tuesday morning for Dr. Jerry Rabinowitz at Pittsburgh's Jewish Community Center. And you'll get a kick out of this. So, basically, all these services were happening right before President Trump, who traveled Tuesday afternoon to Pittsburgh. So, the services came before he traveled there. And this was despite a request from the city's mayor, basically saying, don't come here. Mm-hmm. They actually told him, don't come here. Because
that's sad.
They believe, and I can't disagree with them, that our president's words incite a lot of hate in this country and really speaks to people who already have a lot of hate. So why do you want someone to come to a site where a massacre happened, where the guy was probably incited by hate speech from the leader of this country, more than likely?
Oh, I completely agree with that.
And actually, I remember I was driving home from work on Tuesday, and I was listening to CNN, and so apparently there was, supposedly there was supposed to be a protest with him there, and it was, completely unorganized and all this stuff. Well, by the time he got there, thousands of people were there protesting him being there.
More than his inauguration speech?
Thousands. No, probably not more than that. There were thousands of people around the synagogue protesting him being there, telling him to go home.
Well, that's not surprising to me.
No. And what does that say when during a national tragedy...
Does that not get through his head?
During a national tragedy, when the president is supposed to be... he's supposed to be the symbol of, we'll get through this as a country, strength,
I miss Obama every
condolences. And then in our case right now, the president is being told, we don't want you here because you caused the problem.
Yep.
It's sad. It's sad and ridiculous. But some information about the actual shooting itself. So 11 people died and 6 were injured when a gunman opened fire in the Tree of Life Synagogue as 3 congregations gathered to celebrate Shabbat services. The shooter has been identified as Robert Bowers, whom authorities believe acted alone, and faces 29 federal charges, some of which are punishable by death, as they should be.
It makes me wonder what goes through President Trump's head.
Nothing, that he's the greatest thing since sliced bread and can do no wrong.
I mean, I'm trying to put myself in his shoes, but I don't think I have his brain.
I don't think anyone has his brain. That's ridiculous when your own people say, we don't want you here.
I would be ashamed of myself.
But then you have, his supporters or his support base who, for some reason, just cannot
stop stroking themselves.
See the forest through the trees here. And I get,
Trump.
I went on a rant last week. I get it. Everybody has different views, but I still must just say it. Come on, people.
Wake the fuck up.
Come on. What?
How come his supporters are always the one calling us snowflakes and saying you're the sheeple? I think they're the sheeple.
Because a lot of them are conspiracy theorists, and
I'm on that.
they're all fearful.
I'm not going to
people.
say the name of the app that you hate. I'm not going to say it. But I was on that app, and there's some younger generation people, and they're going, "I support Trump and Pence," on a sign, right? And I noticed, I saw about 5 or 6 of them. The kids are saying that they support Trump and Pence. And it's always the Republicans calling the Democrats snowflakes, right? And guess what? Out of all the videos I see on that app, guess which ones have their comments disabled?
The Republicans.
The Trump-Pence
Of course
supporters.
they do.
Yeah.
Why?
Because they're snowflakes. They can't take hate.
They're
flaky.
I've tried talking with two people, like literally sit down and talk to them and ask them why does he appeal to you? And the rationale behind it, I still don't get.
I don't get it either. I haven't got it for 2 years.
He's securing our borders. He's doing this. He's doing that. Well, he's done none of that. In fact, he's made a lot of things worse. And
I think it's very simplistic-minded people, the majority.
It's fearful people.
Like I said, you have very fearful, simplistic-minded people that have one objective in their own mind, and he fits that objective, and that's why they support him forever. They don't pay attention to anything else.
I'm going to be honest here. This caravan, people are going to die.
You think so?
Oh, absolutely.
I wouldn't say that until it actually happens, but...
I think that this is going to go very badly.
Okay.
My intuition and my gut just says so.
I don't even think there is a caravan.
He authorized...
I don't think there is a caravan.
Yes, there is.
I don't think there is. I think it's just a publicity stunt for this... Mark my words on this podcast, and Nick, mark my words. After the election, we're never going to hear about this caravan ever again, and we're never going to see it in the news. We're never going to hear about it ever again.
Well, you're probably right, because it's a distraction
we're never going to hear about it.
It's a distraction from the Republicans right now cutting Social Security and Medicare.
And they're never going to cross the border, and nothing.
I don't know, Brent. I will say this.
Guarantee
he did dispatch over 5,000 U.S. troops to the border.
I'm sure he did. Yeah, okay.
Okay, now you sound like a conspiracy
theorist.
theorist.
This is my conspiracy theory. Let me have it. You have 9/11, I have this. Okay? And you have chemtrails. Okay?
Which are real.
Mark my words. Mark my words. We'll talk about it, about a month from now. After this election, we're never going to hear about it again, and it's never going to be in the news ever again.
Fine.
Mark my words.
Fine, mark your words. I still think it's going to end very badly. Anyhow, circling back...
Probably will end badly. We won't hear about it.
Circling back to the story, in remembrance of all the victims, Pittsburgh lit up blue light as it washed over the city on Monday night in tribute to those who were killed. And Jewish activists in Pittsburgh told the president in an open letter that his words and policies over the past 3 years, quote-unquote, have emboldened a growing white nationalist movement, and that he is not welcome until he fully denounces white nationalism.
Did he do that?
No.
Oh, of course he didn't.
And actually,
the most simplest
and one of
thing
his rallies he held a few weeks ago, he called himself a nationalist. Yeah. He has no clue what a nationalist is. He has no clue what it stands for, but he just throws it around. He's like, I'm a nationalist.
Dude, he's your grandma in guy form, but he runs the country.
All I'm saying is he says he's a nationalist. That's sign. If there weren't enough warning signs, that's one right there, people. You know, not that we're already experiencing a light version of fascism, Anyhow, let's drink. That story depressed me.
Every story we do depresses me.
Well, nothing good. There's no positive news.
Let's just take 2 swigs.
Well, there is positive news.
There is positive news. Maybe we should have a positive news segment. Do you want to do that sometime?
We should.
We really should. We should have a positive news segment.
Well, I say we now that we did more beer here, we're going to move on to the next segment. Or, Brett, should we have a chug challenge?
Yeah. Just a second.
Brett wine. Brett's going all in tonight. All right.
Look at that.
Yep, I see your perfect pour there. Now I can't say the same for myself.
Nope, yours sucks.
Next news story.
I'll turn that down.
Next news story. Google staff walk out over treatment of women.
What?
You didn't hear about this? Google staff walk out over treatment of women. On Thursday, staff at Google offices around the world have staged an unprecedented series of walkouts to protest the company's treatment of women, which has been very bad.
Sure, okay.
Brett, why?
Tell the story and I'll get my give my judgment.
So the employees are walking out demanding reform in how sexual misconduct allegations are dealt with within the company. Completely true and understandable.
All right.
Including a call to end forced arbitration, which would make it possible for victims to sue. So right now, forced arbitration being in place means if someone is sexually harassed at Google, they can't sue anybody.
Okay.
So they want that removed. And Google CEO Sundar Pichai has told staff that he supports their right to take action, and walkouts occurred around the world in Singapore, Zurich, London, Tokyo, Berlin, and New York. So this was a global effort that they organized to
Okay, so what's the problem? What's going on?
So
what's going on at Google?
Let me get to it. So basically, recently at Google, there's been a lot of sexual harassment allegations within the company, and they just really haven't been handling any of them well.
Okay.
So basically, a new New York Times article alleged that one high-profile executive received a $90 million payout after he left the company due to allegations of sexual misconduct. And
I want to know what's going on. Like, what is the misconduct? What's the actions?
I don't know. That I never found that. Also,
are we touching shoulders here or what?
I don't know.
Okay.
But on Tuesday this week, another company executive also resigned due to sexual misconduct allegations too. Richard Duvall was said to have made unwanted advances towards a woman who was recently interviewed for a job in which she would
That
have
could
reported
be
to him.
anything.
What do you mean?
Unwanted advances? That could be a guy saying hello. I didn't want this guy to say hello to me. That's considered unwanted advances. I want to know specifics.
No, he probably...
You're assuming.
Yes, you're right. I'm assuming. I don't know.
That, okay.
I don't know.
All right.
But apparently it was enough to where the guy got fired.
Okay.
Remember we had
it's the reason I'm wary is it's Google. The most far left, like, liberal, like, company ever.
Yeah.
It could be ridiculous. Like, it could be unwanted advances like, hi, Susan. Yes, I'll help you with your report.
Okay.
And she puts his arm around her, like, shoulder, like, okay, what's wrong with this report? Unwanted advances. I'm suing you for millions of dollars. Who knows what it is? I want to know specifics.
But remember, I told you, in the eyes of the law, sexual harassment can be anything.
Yeah, okay.
So
it could be anything. You're right.
But employees have sent a list of 6 formal demands to Google's executive leadership, and these 6 demands are: 1, a commitment to end pay and opportunity inequality, which actually does exist at Google. Men are paid more than women.
So they are, okay. So it's not just saturated.
No.
Okay.
2, a publicly disclosed sexual harassment transparency report, meaning they want the company to publicly, reveal to employees, I don't know, probably a quarterly, yearly basis, sexual harassment cases.
Like I said, Google is very far left liberal. Why are they having this happen then?
That's a good question. Number 3, a clear, uniform, globally inclusive process for reporting sexual misconduct safely and anonymously, which I guess they don't have. 4, the elevation of the chief diversity officer to answer directly to the CEO and make recommendations directly to the board of directors.
Okay.
5, the appointment of an employee representative to the board. And 6, an end to forced arbitration in cases of harassment and discrimination for all current and future employees.
All right.
Meaning that people then have the power to sue.
Sue over anything.
Well, the thing is, you've heard Google in the news lately for a lot of sexual misconduct cases and executives getting
I want to know what the hell they're doing.
I didn't find that.
If the guy's taking his fucking clothes off and stroking his dick in front of the woman, then yeah, that's pretty much, you can sue over that. But if he's going, hi, Susan, I'll help you today, and he's like putting his hand on her back and then he's getting sued for it, that's pretty ridiculous in my opinion.
Brett and I have very different views on the whole sexual harassment misconduct thing.
I don't think putting your hand on somebody's back is sexual harassment. Yeah, it can be unwanted, but I don't think you should sue somebody
Well,
over that.
you must keep in mind there are people who, my body, don't touch people unless...
True. But if you just do it out of, like, being friendly and you're helping somebody out and you accidentally, well, not accidentally, but, like, you just, without thinking, put your hand on somebody's back or something, and then you get sued over it, I think that's kind of ridiculous.
Which is happening.
Yes.
And I don't know where it's happening. Well, I don't know, because we've heard of everything this year with the whole Me Too movement and stuff.
Yeah.
And Brett and I try to avoid this topic if at all possible, just because Brett and I do split at it. However, I do think finally there is a lot of revelations coming to light here of really horrible treatment of women.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that, over the past, 50, 60 years, women have been treated horribly.
Well, longer than that, but...
Well, no, I mean like in the workplace.
Oh.
But I also disagree that if a man puts his hand on your back or something like that, then I don't think that deserves a suing.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Like, if someone told me, hey, the only way you can get this job is if you jack me off. Yeah, that's
pretty bad.
That's inappropriate.
That's Matt Lauer level.
Yeah, that's inappropriate. That
yeah, I agree. I agree with that. I agree that, yeah.
Well, I told you at work, me and my my boss, my current full-time job, I report directly to our CEO, and he sat me down, and because I'm in charge of marketing communications, he sat me down and we talked about the whole sexual misconduct thing, because he even checked with our lawyer with all that stuff happening, and the lawyer was like, well, the law says it could be anything.
That's I think they need to change that, to be honest.
Probably.
They need to put different tiers to it.
But will it get changed? Probably not.
No,
probably not at all.
Did we do the wheel before this?
Yes. Are we done talking about this now?
Oh no! If you have some more stuff to say,
no. I think it's very big of these Google employees to take a stand for something that they feel strongly about. I mean, that takes a lot of effort to organize a global walkout of your company.
No, I don't want anybody to get me wrong on this story. If I knew the specifics and what the men were actually doing, I just don't want it. I don't want it to be simple things like what I've been saying, like a hand on your back. I hope it's not that. I hope it's more serious than that. But then again, I'm not in their shoes. I'm not the woman. I'm not in this woman's shoes. She could take offense to a hand on her back. Maybe, I don't know. I really don't know what goes through the mind of a woman.
I've noticed you're choosing your words very wisely here.
Well, you know what I'm saying, right? Does it make sense what I'm saying?
You're nervous.
We need Sienna. Does it make sense what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what goes through the mind of the woman. So if she thinks it's offensive to have a hand on her back, I guess that's her God-given right to be offended over that, I guess.
I'm going to let everybody know Brett is a bit intoxicated right now.
I was drinking before this podcast started. So...
But he's good, right? You're good, Brett.
We should have thought of this when we first started this podcast. The drinking might get us in trouble.
Anyhow, I commend the Google employees for doing this. I think this is very important to do. Much like we should be doing with government, you can do this with private business as well.
Yeah.
So,
but like I said, if the guy is saying something like, if the guy is saying something like, let me think here. If the guy is saying something like, well, Crystal, come over to my place and we can figure out this report. That's bad, in my opinion. That's pretty bad. That's sexual harassment. You shouldn't be saying that to a woman. So, I don't know. Maybe these guys are being kind of creepy. I don't know. I don't know the story. That's why I'm kind of pissed off. I don't know. I don't know the exact stories. I couldn't find
information on what they did either.
You're just telling me that women are suing men, and I don't know the exact...
I couldn't find information on what these guys did either, Brett.
Okay, all right. I should stop assuming also.
Yes. I think we're done with this. I want to be done with this.
Okay.
On to the wheel before the next story.
Oh my God, wine!
A pull from the wine bottle that lasts 3 seconds.
What?
Right?
What are you talking about? A pull?
I tried fooling you.
Son of a bitch. Shots to the Shotcast, everybody.
Moving on to topic 3 of the week, we have Indonesian plane crash.
Oh my God, did it disappear?
It did. Well, no, they found the plane. They knew it crashed. But on Monday, Lion Air Flight 610 plunged into the Java Sea with 189 people on board shortly after taking off from the Indonesian capital of Jakarta. Planes crash a lot over in Indonesia.
Can you imagine?
Like, they crash a lot when they're coming out of Indonesia.
Think of the reasons.
It was a new plane.
Do you think they do as well of an expectation as Americans?
Probably not.
Nope. Your answer is solved. I mean, your question is solved.
Oh my God, Brett.
I'm drunk.
No survivors have been found. The exact sequence of events that led to another aviation disaster in Indonesia are very unclear, and the crash itself took place in broad daylight in good weather and involved a new plane. So how the hell did it crash?
Because it's Indonesian.
All right. One theory is that the pilots received inaccurate altitude or speed readings from probes affixed to the outside of the airplane, which is part of a sensitive set of instruments called the pilot static system. But okay, if they received wrong information, how did that cause it to crash?
Where is the black box?
They found the black box.
We need to know what was on the black box. Because if we have the black box information, then we'll know what went down when the plane went down. Okay? Right, Nick? If you got the black box, you got the truth. Okay? Okay. Next. Problem solved. Next. Black box. The good old BB. Black box. Nick, you're allowing dead air right now, and I don't appreciate it. Okay?
I don't know what
Okay.
happened to you.
Okay.
What got into you.
Talk louder, okay?
It's
Black box.
It's also possible experts. I'm sorry, everybody. I don't know what you just did there. It's also possible experts said that the type of plane involved in the crash, the Boeing 737 MAX 8, which entered commercial service only around a year and a half ago, may have another flaw that had not manifested itself prior to taking off.
The Bermuda Triangle.
That is nowhere near where the plane was, you idiot.
I know, it's over towards Cuba and all that.
Anyhow, Lion Air has a troubling air safety record. So far they've had at least 15 major accidents, and the company's problems mirrored a surge in crashes that affected the entire Indonesian aviation industry, which many Western nations have banned a lot of Indonesian carriers actually because of how unsafe they are. Yes.
Why?
Because the planes crash!
Wow, okay, calm down there,
You're the guy sitting here talking about black box for 30 seconds.
Yeah, okay, but you have to yell at me, okay? Jesus Christ. Crazy mother. Oh, yeah. I can't say F word. You know what? You know how hard it is not to say F word? You're not allowing me to be myself.
A sailor?
Black box. A sailor, yes.
The flight was captained by Mr. Suniha.
Mr. Suniha.
You're getting rid of that.
The plane went down and it went Mr. Sankia. Don't you want a new partner on this podcast? I know you do.
I don't know how you got so drunk, Brett.
Let me tell you, young Padawan. It's a big mystery, yes?
Okay,
We're done.
Brett's being really funny right now.
Continue.
We're gonna start over from what.
Continue, Dennison.
The flight was captained by Mr. Suniha, a 31-year-old Indian citizen who had worked for Lion Air for 7 years, then plummeted more than 500 feet, banked left, and continued a roller coaster ride until slamming into the Java Sea around 13 minutes later. Mr. Suniha crashed the plane and nobody knows why.
Oh, he purposely did it?
No, he didn't purposely do it.
You just said Mr. Java.
He did. He was Mr. Java.
Mr. Suniha. Oh, God damn it. You just. I have to keep burping. Oh, no. Give me a second. Mr. Suniha. You said he crashed a plane and nobody knows why. So I said he purposely did it?
No, he didn't purposely
It made it sound like he purposely did it.
It had to do with what they think is the pilot static system.
Oh, what does that mean?
Whatever avionics they use went bad or something is what their theory is.
Okay, well then the plane went bad and everybody crashed and went into the ocean. Whatever. I mean, it's not whatever. I feel bad for these people, but seriously, like, why are we concerned about this? Maybe it was just a plane that went bad and it went down.
Because
there's no conspiracy to this. It's just the plane went down, it was bad, and
no one said it was
crashed.
A conspiracy.
You're making it sound like it was a conspiracy.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Now, what else do you have to say about this?
I'm afraid to say anything. Fear
just
you.
do it.
This whole story was ruined. You interrupted so much I couldn't even.
All right, take two. Let's go.
No, we're not talking about it again. We're done. We're done, and we're gonna take a quick break. And Brett's gonna talk about his top 5 beer facts for the week.
Nah, nobody gives a crap.
All right, Brett and I are back,
Hi.
and we're gonna do
Top 5 beer facts.
But first, we're gonna do another chug off. What do you say, Brett?
Chug off. Wait, we don't even know what we got for the wheel. It could be a chug of wine. It could be a chug of beer. We don't know. Oh, you're right.
All right, chug off. Finish it, Brett.
I'm not finished.
Yeah, well, I am. Finish it.
You still have beer.
I say we also do a shot of wine because this is the last.
Oh my
segment.
God, you're right.
Where did that go?
It went over there. There you go, buddy. Hey, take that. Yeah. Piece of shit. Manipulating me to get more drunk. All right. Shots to the Shotcast. Let's take a shot. Oh my God. All this was just so tasty. Nick, you gotta finish your beers, bro. Nick, finish your beer.
You know what, Brett?
You got about a quarter left of
You know what, Brett? It would be a shame to talk about Blue Moon without drinking Blue Moon.
You're right. I gotta get more. And we're back, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this week's Shotcast. I'm drunk. What is this? What's the segment we're doing? Oh yeah, top 5 liquor or beer facts. I got my cup here of Blue Moon beer with my orange wedge. Shots to the Shotcast. Excuse me. Oh. That was all foam, everybody. Nick, you want to hear this?
Yep, I do, Brett.
Number 1. Do you know where the term Blue Moon came from, Nick? I want to hear your
I
opinion.
don't.
Yeah, you do. You just read it all. The term Blue Moon refers to a rare celestial event in which, due to an imperfect sync between the lunar cycle and the calendar year, we witnessed 2 full moons in one calendar month.
What does that
Isn't
mean?
that crazy?
What does that mean?
Usually you see 1 full moon each month.
Oh.
The blue moon is when you have 2 full moons in 1 month.
I didn't know that.
That's where the name comes from. Because when you drink Blue Moon, you see 2 full moons. You didn't say anything and now it's awkward.
What do you want me to
You're
say?
supposed to fill it in like my uncle mooned me twice this month. That's true.
That didn't
He drinks
happen.
Blue Moon. You gotta lie. Anyways, Number 2, the beer was inspired by baseball. The Sandlot Brewery was the first ever brewery housed inside a major
The
league.
Sandlot?
Yeah,
Like the movie?
I guess so. The brewery was housed inside a major league ballpark, so it was inspired by baseball. Thanks for ruining that, by the way.
How did I ruin that?
Number 3, if you have ever drank a Blue Moon, you may notice a lot of people drink it with a slice of orange. There's a reason for this. The creator of the beer, Keith Villa, saw in Europe people serving beer with lemon wedges. So it struck him to make his beer from malted barley, white wheat, peel, god damn it, coriander and oats, which goes really well with orange peels apparently. Which I can concur because this tastes really good with an orange peel, right, Nick?
Yes, Brett. If I said no, you would kill me. So yes, of course it does.
Orange peel. Number 4. It's grown a lot in popularity. And actually, this is a very young beer. Did you know that? It's been around since 1995.
What?
I'm actually older than this beer.
Are you serious?
I am older than this beer. You are too. It will now, wow, I need to type better. It will now become the next Las Vegas next year at Planet Hollywood Resort, where there will be a Blue Moon bar serving beer-based cocktails.
You're telling me Blue Moon has only been around since the 90s?
Yeah,
Really?
1995. On the bottle, this is actually a very big controversy between like beer connoisseurs like Schwab. On the bottle, you see that it says it's made by the Blue Moon Brewery Company, 1995. Actually, it's made by the Miller Coors Company. So it's actually a piece of shit, like company beer.
Brett, there's a lot of people who like Miller.
Oh, I love Miller. I love Coors. But
No, I
everybody,
hate Miller.
everybody,
I hate Miller beer. I like
oh
Coors.
my God. What if we were going to be sponsored by Miller and you just destroyed it? Anyways, everybody knows that Miller and Coors and all that, it's just the standard, like whatever, it's just your standard beer. But then there's, like you got your, what's it called? What's the higher level than that? Like you got your, God damn it, Nick, help me out here. You have your like Coors Light, Miller, Bud Light, and all that. What's up from that? What is it up
But
from
you're
that?
talking
Ale
about
Asylums?
different
No, not Ale
types.
Asylums. No, I'm
You're talking about like domestic versus craft versus...
Yes.
Okay. Versus import.
Everybody thinks this is domestic. It's not. It's craft. No, everybody thinks this is craft. It's not. It's domestic. What's the difference? I don't know. Help me.
I don't know. I'm not like...
Anyways, Blue Moon is made by Miller Coors, okay? So get over it. Thank you. Bye.
Brett, you can't just end this segment like that.
This has been the top 5 beers and liquor facts. Have fun knowing more about Blue Moon. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you
Yeah,
again for
yes,
joining
thank
us
you.
for another week. Thank you for putting up with the current situation that I'm dealing with. And thank you
What's that?
for being valued listeners of the Shotcast. Remember to follow us on Instagram at _Shotcast.
We now have Facebook.
And on our Facebook page, the Shotcast Wisconsin. That is Wisconsin with the WI. We'll be back next week with more top news stories. And I believe next week, well, we'll fill you in on what the second segment is going to be. Otherwise, this is Nick saying toodaloo.